Good Sunday afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Listen, I'm really glad to have you guys here. Now, here's what I want to talk about. You know this new Libra coin that Facebook's coming out with? You know? Tremendous amount of commercial power behind this. Not just Facebook, but other corporations coming in together as a consortium. And really, my big question was, a week or two ago, was, will they allow this? The governments, will they allow? Because what Facebook is essentially doing is taking the power of the treasury, which will always belong to the king. Later, when rule of the world of kings became diminished, the power of the treasury moved over to the power of the government. It was the power of the government. They're basically taking that power to actually create money, and they're doing it in a new version that's readily available for the internet. So this could be massively successful, but it's given corporate control instead of state and government control. It's giving corporate control of money. It's a huge move, but if they can succeed, the corporations can succeed. In my mind, it's nothing less than a corporate takeover of the world. And we will, if they're able to succeed, we will become a corptocracy. World government will become a corptocracy. Corporations will take over the world. Corporate takeover. So let's take a closer look at this. And where's my charts? Let's get the chart started right here and take a look at what's going on. Let me get my thing going here. And just look at this. Look at the corporations behind Libra cryptocurrency already, and they're saying that in a short amount of time, they're planning on having over like 100 corporations. Right here, this is only a small sampling of the corporations that are in it right now, but they're going to be adding new corporations to it. You know, I see some big names in here. I see Vodafone, which is a big phone company out in Europe. I see Visa. I see eBay. I see Facebook. Of course, Facebook is the initiators of this. I see Coinbase is behind it. I see MasterCard is behind it. You know, this is powerful. This is corporations. So what we're looking at here is, will the government actually allow this to actually occur? The future, but it looks to me like the way in the direction that the government is moving, it looks to me like, yes, the governments will allow this to occur, but they're going to try to regulate it. And so with new regulation, it looks like it says Facebook announcement that it will launch its own brand of cryptocurrency, the Libra, has put the cat amongst the pigeons. And its premise is to shake up the crypto world and drag it into the financial mainstream. There are many views on how this innovation will play out. Some see it as a welcome escape from the hegemonic grip of the banks. Others see it as a threat to central government's role in currency regulation. And still others see it as a liberatory opportunity for the large unbanked masses of the world. Well, yes, it is going to offer banking to the largely unbanked masses of the world. This could actually quite literally become the biggest bank on earth. Facebook. You know, do you remember years ago, an actor became the president of the United States? Ronald Reagan. He was an actor, but he became president. Well, Facebook is a social media platform, but now it's going to become a bank. Quite literally. And it's going to offer banking to the large amount of people on earth that are unbanked, the unbanked masses of the world. But it's corporate control, not government control. And so this is where we're facing the problem. Now the Regulatory Commission, it says regulatory efforts are moving ahead simultaneously with the Facebook announcement. The Financial Action Task Force has issued some initial guidelines on cryptocurrencies. So instead of saying, no, you can't take the power of the Treasury to the corporations, they're saying, well, yeah, we are going to move ahead with regulatory efforts of this. The Financial Action Task Force, has said, we're going to give you guidelines. So it sounds to me like they're going to get permission with guidelines in place. That's what it sounds like. Now, I'm not certain about that, but that's what it sounds like to me. It says its central idea is to license or register service providers like Facebook and make them subject to supervision and monitoring by competent national authorities. Notably, this means member countries will not be permitted to rely upon self-regulatory approach to fulfill such functions. It says the FATF recommends stern sanctions, confiscations, asset freezing, and criminal penalties for failure to comply with anti-money laundering and terrorist funding provisions. The basic thrust of these recommendations is that the virtual asset service providers, that would be Facebook and their Libra coin, and also these agencies that perform and facilitate exchange of virtual assets and fiat currencies, be treated like any other non-virtual service provider, like banks and similar financial bodies. So get it right here. They're saying that they be treated like any other non-virtual service providers, like banks and similar financial bodies. So basically, it sounds to me like they're moving in the direction of giving the corporations license to be a bank. It says they're going to be treated like any other non-virtual service provider, like banks and similar financial bodies. It says this will require such provisions as to become licensed, maintain customer due diligence, keep an extensive record, report suspicious transactions, yada, yada, yada. Right? Respect privacy rules and so on. But basically, it sounds to me like they're giving them, it sounds to me that the direction they're moving is like they're going to be able to do it. They're going to be able to have Libra coin. That's what it sounds to me like from what I'm reading here. Let's take a look at another article. I want you to read this headline right here. A paradise for crypto miners. Right? And here's the reason why. It's one of the countries with the cheapest electricity in the world. 1 kilowatt hour in the United States costs an average of 14 cents. Okay? In their country, they only pay 3 cents for the same kilowatt hour, thanks to a government subsidy. And so what's the result of this is that country is becoming one of the biggest mining enterprises. They're mining more and more, and the United States wants to stop them. Obviously, because they've got sanctions put on them. So we got to keep our eye on that. But what's the result of this is they might end up having an awful lot of Bitcoin. This country right here might end up having an awful lot of Bitcoin in the end. So anyway, there's an article on that going on. We got situations all over the earth. You know what? I did a story on my other channel, Financial Turmoil Explained, this morning about Deutsche Bank. Deutsche Bank is imminent. Their failure could be imminent. And this is yet another thing we got to watch how this is going to affect Bitcoin if Deutsche Bank fails. Things are coming in and happening so fast right now. The other story I did on my other channel, I called it The Quickening. And that's because Jim Rickards talks about an effect that's very real. And it's an effect where basically it's almost like how an avalanche works. An avalanche builds up pressure, but you don't see the pressure until it's released in the avalanche. Well, the system that we have right now is building up pressure in the form of debt. This debt is, they've basically over-leveraged the system, and it's created a pressure. And this pressure has to release itself. And what it's happening is there's all of these places that are becoming more and more what we call troubled areas in the earth. Now, cryptocurrencies can become the answer to a over-leveraged financial system. But cryptocurrencies are still in their infancy. If you face the facts about all this, you're going to find out that most of the people out there have never really heard of cryptocurrencies yet. It's spreading through the population, and it's being pushed by this over-leveraged system. So when problems start to come into this over-leveraged system from the over-leveraging of money, basically they've taken on too much debt. When these problems arise, cryptocurrency is going to seem to be an answer for this. And it actually could be the answer for this. But this is going to reflect in cryptocurrency's value. And you can't wait until these problems start, because once they start, you could see the price of cryptocurrency explode. I mean, you know, it's one of those things where once you've missed the boat, you've missed the boat. So listen, thank you guys for listening to this report, and we'll catch you very, very soon again. You guys, I hope you're having a nice weekend, and thank you for listening to my show. I really appreciate having my audience here. Try to keep you guys up to date on the latest that's going on within the crypto space, and we'll catch you guys again very, very soon. Bye-bye. Oh, and give me a thumbs up, guys. Bye-bye.